Okay, so I am what they would call a trance channeler. I receive messages from the spiritual world or the cosmos, however you want to see it, and both. And what I do is I basically connect with the being that wants to connect or come through, and I'm like a radio. So I bring the message through like a radio, and it's something I've done since I was 12. Didn't know it was channeling. In my upbringing, it was known as prophecy. I was known as a young prophet in church. And during my awakening and breaking away from a lot of belief systems, this is something that I've been able to reconnect and do on a different perspective. So, yeah, and we're going to hear tonight. I'm going to be connecting with the Galactic Federation. So this is exciting.
So yeah, Ruby is going to bring through the Galactic Federation of Light for us, and they will speak about the Lion's Gate. You will have the opportunity to ask questions. You can ask pretty much whatever you might like. You can ask a personal question. You can ask about the Lion's Gate, whatever's on your heart. Um, Ruby also channels several other different beings. She's very good at connecting with spirit guides as well. So there's a very good opportunity if you're asking personal questions that your spirit guide might come through. So if you're interested in asking a question directly, either use the raise hand function or just type your question out in the chat and I'll pick on you to ask your questions. Please keep it limited to one question on like one topic. And if you need clarity, you can definitely ask for the clarity, but let's stick to one topic so that everyone has the opportunity. And then if there's still time to ask more questions, we can cycle back around. So again, if you want to ask a question, use the raise hand function or type in the chat. And Ruby, whenever you are ready.
Okay. If um we can all get into just a space, not a major meditative space, but just a space of just bringing in that energy, increasing our vibrations right now. And while you do that, I am going to be connecting. I'm just going to be grounding while I do that. So bear with me, okay? Hmm. Hmm. Good evening. We are so pleased to be here with all of you. Yes, this is the Galactic Federation of Light. Hmm. What a wonderful time to bring so many souls together to collectively increase the connectivity, the vibrations. We are so pleased. And tonight, we can give you somewhat of an explanation of what is happening to humanity at this time. One of the most beautiful things that we are able to witness is seeing how many of you are tapping into your true selves, your true essence. And we would like to remind you that what you're tapping into is just a glimpse of what is more available to you all. We understand that these are somewhat troubling times when it comes to humanity's perspective as in human form. But the reality is, all of this that is happening at this time, that is more upfront, more visible to you all, is more important than you could ever imagine. And this is because it is part of the, not just the awakening of the soul, but seeing the bigger picture, understanding where there is a need, understanding that you indeed do have a voice, understanding that that you carry within you is so valuable and effective. It's as effective as a meteor that could impact this planet or any other planet in the solar system. You may think that is quite a big example to use or a comparison, but understand that even you in your own home can easily access that is internal to share with this world's vibration. And tonight, when there are so many people, and in the next couple of weeks that continue to tap into this window period, as we best like to explain, there's going to be vibrations escalating to such levels. And every window opening, there are more souls that are participating, and more souls, and more. It is a beautiful sight. It is a beautiful sight. Do not give up. Do not give up on yourself. Do not give up on humanity, because we have not. Do not blind yourself to situations, but also do not let situations consume your energy and your time. Realize what is happening. Recognize it, acknowledge it. And with that love that comes connected with the energy that we all have, that are linked with divine source, God, however you wish to recognize you will be able to speak your truth. And not only to speak your truth, but to take steps that would be for the greater and the higher, the greater and the highest good for all. This time, the lion's gate is humanity, labels it. It's a time that many see it as an opportunity to connect more and to put their intentions out, as this would be labeled as activation, and to manifest. Because during this time, as you are aware, there are planets in alignment that their positioning at this current time, especially for the next couple of weeks, are are actually resonating out. They're actually releasing the formation of these alignments and how everything is situated is actually releasing frequencies along that convert into vibrations that are automatically opening certain gateways, portals. Hmm. But as beautiful as this time is, we want to remind you that we are all co-creators. And until you know who you truly are, will you then be able to do this yourselves without having to wait for these window periods? Not that these window periods are not necessary. They do play a role, especially for those who have not yet tapped into that. But there are some of you that are already tapping into it and are wondering why others are not seeing it. You're also wondering, why is it easy for me and not for others? It's not that you carry the only DNA strand that does that. It's all about time. Not all are coming to that realization at the same time, because understand, though this planet would be, as one would think, in human form in a better state with everybody being enlightened. But at the end of the day, you're all here individually with your own purpose and your own journey. But the common denominator here is that you all that have chosen to be in this ascension and to be part of the ascension, therefore being those that have evolved spiritually, have come in this time to assist with. This is not a call for you to go on a crusade to try to convert others. Because understand, those other individuals that may not seem enlightened to you at some stage in their lives, they did, whether it was in a past life or not. They came at this time to participate in a different aspect. And if you want to, you can see it as those are the ones that are assisting to bring things to the surface, whether you like it or not. They may be individuals that have made decisions or have done things that you do not resonate with. But understand, we all play a role. Mm. But at this time, we are so proud. We are so proud because we knew that these times were coming. You should all be proud. We are ready for questions, if there are any.
Thank you for sharing that message with us. I have questions myself, but I do want to offer the opportunity for anyone else in the audience to ask their questions first. So again, guys, if you would like to ask a question directly, please use the raise hand function or just type a question out in the chat and I will call on you to unmute and you can ask your question directly. But seeing as, okay, Fred, I think I have to ask you to unmute first. Okay, Fred, you can unmute, but if it doesn't let you, okay, awesome. Go ahead.
Did you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. I'm
Hello,
trying to get, hi. Thank you for taking my question. I'm just trying to get a better, broader perspective of things, of how things operate as a whole. And my understanding of Bashar, he refers to simultaneous parallels where we're shifting timelines constantly, multiple times per second. If that is the case, I'd like to know, how does that not negate free will? If that makes sense. That's my question.
That is a very valid question. It's not as much as what Bashar was explaining. It's more of your understanding of what it was expressed or how it was explained. You are absolutely right. Free will is key. You have to understand that on our side, in our perspective, there are no time limits. Yet, there are somewhat of an influence of that, especially because of the human form that you're in. So yes, there will be times that it is gonna be that things are gonna be feeling sped up. But that's mainly because, not that on our side things are being sped up, it's because there's a momentum that is happening from your side as humanity, even as an individual. You will feel at times that you've just woken up and the day is past, or you've just celebrated one of your annual holidays, and next thing you know, you're celebrating again. Or you almost feel like there's something that has skipped, something that has just gone by you. And then there's times where you feel like this has happened already. And you, Fred, you get a lot of that, and that is something as humans seeing as well as deja vus. Is this not correct? You get that quite a bit. But these things that are shared with you and with others. It is to give us somewhat of an explanation. But the reality is that this goes much deeper than what can be expressed at this time in human form. Not that it won't be more clear. It's coming. It's coming along with technology. It's coming along with science. It's coming along with even other messengers, such as this one and Bashar. It will make more sense to you. But the free will factor is so important that all grasp that. Because at the end of the day, your, if you will, higher self is the the final choice maker as to what would proceed within your journey. Not that your higher self has control over you. No, you are your higher self. You are a fragment of that. But also understand that there are other fragments of yourself in other realities. It might be your reality that it's in the future. It might be your reality that was the past or the present. But when you come back onto this side, you'll see that it's all one. We're not just referring to the energy factor. Does that answer your question a bit more?
Fred is nodding. So thank you for that question, Fred. Interesting stuff. Again, guys, if you want to ask a question, just use the raise hand function. For now, I have a question that was DM'd to me. The question
Just
is,
before you do that, we want to tell Fred we are very excited that he came through tonight because there is work that his higher self is very, very excited to do. And Fred, you've been receiving a lot of things, a lot of information. Do not be concerned of the little details. Keep doing the self work because a lot of your answers are going to be inside. There's a lot of clues there, and all the things that you hear are just helping, giving additional little keys to help unlock other stuff that you bring. You are important. This journey of yours is important. Not that it's more important than others, but this is something we do want to remind. Sorry, you may continue.
beautiful. So the question that was sent to me, it says, how do I release pain from past grievances from my past? And I think that's one that's very much applicable to the collective here.
Indeed, indeed, because this is definitely one of those holdbacks for certain things, not because it's stopping you from ascending or growing spiritually, but it's something that does weigh one down. The biggest suggestion we can say at this time is not to put pressure upon oneself to try to get these things resolved. But when you feel certain things are causing you to bring that to memory. This channel herself has had that for the past few weeks, has had many triggers of things she assumed were resolved, but they were brought to light for a reason, for her to work on them. The best thing to do is to look at that. Allow yourself to feel it. Acknowledge it. And when you're ready, release. And here's a beautiful example. If this was a situation that happened, say possibly in your teens, look at yourself at that stage. Visualize that individual in front of you, you as that teenager. And let that part of you cry. Let that part of you scream. Let that part of you express him or herself or themselves. Acknowledge it. Embrace and remind that version of you that you too, even though it's one, but that you are more worthy and more than capable to heal and to overcome. There's no set remedy for things. There are beautiful modalities that assist with these things. You are more than welcome to go and try these different modalities. But even with these modalities that you use, you are the one to do the reassuring and the comforting and the love, because you are indeed more than capable to heal. And do not have regrets, because even those wounds and those memories and those pains, whether you were hurt or others had hurt you, all of that has been part of a journey. And each role, each step is part of what your life would play a role in. For example, if you're wounded, you would be able to help others that are wounded. You would be able to understand others that are wounded. And also remember, these wounds too can be carried from other lives. And if you chose to come into this life to help deal with those things, they can resurface in this life, but it's not to torture you. It's to help you overcome that from the other time, if that is clear.
Beautiful. Thank you. Next, I'm going to ask Bats to unmute and you can ask your question.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for picking me. I wonder if any direct message from my higher self. Thank you.
Mm. 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 It doesn't matter if you've been heard. If you've been heard, those that are meant to hear us. Yes, this is your higher self. Those that are meant to hear us will hear. Those that you love and care about. This is a reminder that you are not responsible for their journey. It is time that we work together more and more. We have, and you've been learning to recognize my voice. But it is time that we take on more and more of our true essence, because we are not simple individuals, even though we're not separate from each other. But you as this fragment there and me here, we are not simple. We come with a lot. We come with a lot. And when you remember that and you embrace that, you will allow the purpose of your path to take play even more so. Mm. We may love a lot. We may love a lot, but it doesn't mean our love has to be a gesture of sacrifice. Just do what you need for yourself to regenerate, to refuel, because you would be so much more effective, not only for those around you, but those that will see and come and that need to hear you. Is this clear for you, Bats? Mm.
So much. I'm so grateful. Thank you.
So the next question, it says, is there anything else I can do to help the collective aside from the Reiki I am preparing to learn?
Mm. This is the Galactic Federation. We are back. Sweet Sashi, is there a name for this person?
Yes, their name is Deanna Chavez.
Mm. We wanted to confirm this for this channel because she knew it. We told her it was her. This is a beautiful soul that is connected with this channel, but yes, she would be your student. Yeah, now we want to tell you that this is the beginning when it comes to a certain chapter that you are starting in your life at this time. Not that you have not delved in other things, not that you have never recognized other things, but this is somewhat like uh, mm, certain a new phase, a new stage. We cannot delve too much in this, but we can tell you this, which your higher self is allowing us. It's not that Reiki is the only means, but Reiki is going to be, if you will, like a stepping stone to other things within your abilities. It's just, it's almost like you're going to a big convenience store. You went there to get something, but while you were there, you happened to come across other products or another thing that just you realized, oh my goodness, this would help with that. And this can give me more access to this. And because as many modalities that there are out there, at the end of the day, with this one, it's going to help you see your own abilities too. We are trying to say certain things to you without divulging too much. But we are excited. We are excited and do not limit yourself to just one thing. It's good that you are expanding and you want to learn this because that is the beginning. But do not be surprised that you too will also be developing stuff, whether it's also using this modality or incorporating it, such as Reiki. You're going to be able to see more and more of the gifts and what you bring to the table that is going to help this collective. And what many don't realize is when they start to focus more on their journeys, not to be selfish and to be blinded of what's going on around them, but when they start to realize their worth and what they can do, that is going to help even more. It's the acceptance of your true essence of who you are. Just be excited. You don't know what everything is yet, but you will. You will find out, and they're going to come to you in bits and pieces, but they're going to be so fun when they do. Does that answer that question? Yeah.
Deanna says, thank you. And the next question says, this is from Courtney. Is it possible to reset my soul contract after this lifetime? Can I create a new soul contract in this lifetime that can apply to the next?
Mm. We are so loving. We are so loving that there is such an openness and and a desire to not just look at things with limited eyes. Courtney, this is beautiful. This is exactly the way you're supposed to think. There are no limitations. Let no one tell you. Because understand, we do not like the term contract. We would rather say agreement. And also understand, Courtney, that your higher self, and this has been shared many times through this channel, because this is a message, a generic statement that we and other light beings want to emphasize with all of you. That your higher self places the blueprints of your journey in your heart. Therefore, follow your heart's desires. You can change your mind whenever you want. You can say this is not for me, or this is for me. But understand you're in human form, and you may not at this time of your life see a bigger picture, such as individuals that are in your path. You may feel that you have no choice, but continue having them in your life because you have an agreement. No, no, no. There will be times when individuals will come and go in your life, and there'll be times where you need to come and go in their lives. And sometimes that individual was only meant to be in your life, whether it was to help you, to show you growth, or to help you trigger so that you can heal. But there is no set thing in stone. You have the free will. This is what it is to co-create. Does that answer that question? And we are very passionate about that question. We're very grateful for that. And remember, karma that you deal with, karma has been such a misplaced word. Your higher self, your higher self will choose whether it needs to do a certain role, or it wants to experience a certain role or experience a certain situation because possibly in another life they experienced it in one way and decided to see the flip of the coin and wanted to have the experience in another way. It's nothing about punishment or binding. It's about your experience at this time. We trust that answers Courtney's question.
Thank you. Next, we will hear from Alexander. Alexander, you can unmute and ask your question.
Hello, my name is Alex. It's a pleasure to be with you today. I feel a bit nervous. I don't know why. My heart is pounding. I can't really explain why. And just want to give thanks to Sashi for making this possible, and give thanks to Ruby for being here with us today. I don't really know how to phrase my question, but I can just maybe give a background, and maybe you could assist. I believe very much in the concept of following my excitement. I believe very much in divine will, and I believe that anything I do is meant for a divine purpose. I've always kind of felt that I was meant to kind of play a role, a very major role. I don't know what role it is, but I've just kind of felt that I was meant for something a bit big. I don't want to sound big. I've recently engaged in a few set of activities that I find exciting, but some of them are a bit massive, or the tax is a bit a lot. And my intentions for these activities are pure because I kind of believe, like I look at the world we live in today, and I don't really enjoy, like I don't really like the suffering that and the inequality that is present in the world. And I kind of felt, or kind of gave myself this kind of thing that I feel like I'm meant to at least play a role in changing the way society is, changing perspective of society, but obviously in a neutral way, in a unforceful way. I was just trying to get, like, is there a purpose? Like, I don't want to say I'm on the right path there. Am I following a path that is, I believe I'm following a path that is preordained, but is there anything you can add to it that could maybe guide me as I go through this journey of my life?
Alex, We want you to see this channel's we are not sure if you're able to see, but she
I can
has
see.
got goosebumps everywhere. We are so, so happy. This evening has been such a magical moment for us, more than even the attendees, because you have all come here for a reason. And we are so honored that we are able to be the ones to share this excitement and to participate in this platform. Alex, there is beautiful, beautiful, influential things which you will be playing a role in. You have been getting inspirational thoughts. You have been receiving messages, but for you, some of those things seem unreachable and unaccessible and or impossible because you're looking at your current situation. But we are telling you, you are an advocate for many, and your voice mm, will be heard if you allow it, because you are approaching it with true love, not the love that people easily say to each other, but that of divine and source. This is not your first rodeo, as this channel would often say. You've done this before in other lives, and you've taken this role on again because you are good at it. You. We are not able to go into detail because your higher self is allowing you to do it as the process goes on. Just remember, do your part and let the universe do the rest. You understand? Do not,
Perfectly.
yes, do not try to cause things, but you are seeing your worth, not out of arrogance. You are seeing your worth because you're understanding the purpose. You're looking at from a broader picture, the broader view. And that is so important. Just remember not to overextend yourself where you are depleting your needs. Do you understand? And
Understand.
it's okay. And do not be hesitant to receive compensation, financial compensation, because many individuals, especially this channel, they often have this perception of not wanting to receive because they feel that they're here to give. No, it works both ways. It's all about balance of life. And in order for you to be more effective, you need to live. You need to have your needs met. You understand where we are coming from and you know what we are referring
I know what you mean.
to. We are so happy that you have asked this question, but more than that, that you joined in tonight because it's it's something that we do not have words for, at least this channel could explain. But she's on such a point right now where she is just feeling so good all over because all the energies that all of you are bringing. And understand the people that have come in this time, including yourself, many of you that are part of this ascension are not simple little, hey, let's take a little drive around the block and see what's there. Many of you that are here at this time are those that have a lot to bring to the table because you are assisting this process. And that is what we can share. Is that clear for you, sweet Alice?
Yes, very clear. Very, very clear. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm very, very grateful.
We are grateful for your decision to be with us in this life. Y en ese que en la casa, ese que, We may take another question, Sashi.
So it's about 7 hour time. So I want to switch gears and take a very short break and then switch into the sound meditation. But we thank you for being here with us today, and I'm sure you will continue to stay with us as we do this sound journey. Do you have any closing messages for us?
This makes all of this such a beautiful experience, not only for humanity, but for us. We are sharing this with this channel, and she is really trying hard not to let the waterworks go, because we're seeing, we're witnessing. And though it's not meant for all to see everything right now, or to understand everything right now, but the fact that they are starting to believe in themselves and starting to go with the process and trusting the universe and trusting the flow, that right there is going to cause such beautiful things. Just do not give up on yourselves. Do not give up on your journeys. Do not see yourself as nothing, because you will have a beautiful world. And so we are.